Hey guys, it's Matt at Fit20 head office. Today I want to go through with you about the fit. So I'll explain a little about what's on the board and I'll guide you through step by step what we're going to do in terms of the delivery of the free introductory training. So first of all, it's good to understand the life cycle of leads through to members. So first of all, you're going to have a pot of leads, so think of it as a funnel. Some of those people are going to become prospects. So those prospects you're going to invite to the studio to come and experience the training, take them through the fit process, and at the bottom of that you will get members. Okay, so that's the ultimate end goal. So let's really get clear on the fit itself. First things first, I suggest, entirely up to you, but my suggestion is that you take a deposit for this. It increases the chances of people showing up. So whatever that works, whatever works for you, whatever that might look like for you. This, for a number of reasons, but let's concentrate on two. It gets them used to investing in something, so they're getting used to paying for it already. If you qualify it as being a refundable deposit, that can help. Also, it's getting them into that kind of process of, investing in themselves. Okay, so the fit itself, if there's one person, I recommend that you arrange an hour. It may sometimes take a little bit less time. It may also sometimes take a bit more, but an hour gives you a nice amount of time in order to cover everything that you need to. If there's two people, so if it's a duo, I suggest arranging at least 90 minutes for the same reasons. Let's have a look at the structure of what we're going to do. So ultimately you're going to do three things. Number one, you're going to do a thorough intake, and that's in terms of their health and goals. So you get to understand that person and how we can best help them. Then you're going to train them. You're going to give them the Fit20 experience. You're going to set up 3 exercises. Thirdly, you're going to do the bits of admin paperwork that you need to do in order to convert them to a member, but there'll also be a conversation on the membership types, what they entail and what they are for you in your studio and your Fit20 business. Okay, so the way that I always preface this with the person that is sat in the waiting area is I will introduce myself. I'll say, hi, I'm Matt. We spoke on the phone. It is true that it's typically me, so I've done that phone call beforehand. I've pre-qualified them. I've ensured they're going to be a good fit for what we do, and they know what to expect when we then meet. Okay, and then I'll say, we've got around about an hour today. Stephen, it's Stephen, come in for the fit. And we're going to do 3 things, Stephen. So first of all, we're going to talk a bit about the training. I'm going to explain how it works, and then we're going to get really clear on you, your goals, and your health history. So we've got a clear pathway of what we're working towards together. Okay. Number 2, you're going to try some exercises, see what you think. So you're going to give them the Fit20 experience. And then thirdly, the way that I frame this part is, and then at the end it's over to you, and say something like, and then at the end it's over to you as to whether it feels like something that is going to support you. So that then poses the question in their head, and they almost want to prove that it will be. So you've given them a little bit of a challenge there. So that works quite well in terms of the carrot for that ultimate close. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to do those 3 things, then make sure they've got everything they need for the appointment. So do they have water? If not, you might get them a glass of water. And then get them set up at the trainer's bench or wherever you do the intake. First of all, number 1, you're going to get really clear on what it is that we do. So you give a brief overview, don't go into too much detail, don't blind them with science. Just explain a little about the training. Here is a good opportunity to talk about perhaps some existing members and how we help them. So you might have some testimonials available, printed out, for example. You may also reference people that are working with the same kind of challenges, things that this person has come along with. So you could explain how, oh yes, Stephen, we also help Sharon, who's got that same knee issue. That's my elbow. And yeah, so you can get really clear on their goals, their health history, demonstrate that we are really thorough and that we can help manage around lots of different health conditions. Okay, so you've done that bit, you've done the paperwork side, if you like. Number 2 is the main experience. It's the reason they're here. They're going to try the exercises. My recommendation here is that you don't over-deliver, so deliver 3 exercises. That may vary dependent on those exercises availability. So if, for example, you have other trainings going on during that appointment, you might not be able to get to the exercises you wanted to do. However, what I do really recommend is that you concentrate on the big 3. So that is chest press, lat pull down, leg press. The reason for that is these give your biggest kind of bang for your buck. So the main 3 exercises, and we'll give them a real Fit 20 experience with those. So when you're doing that, what you need to explain is that today, Stephen, I'm going to set up these exercises for you. We're going to find the right settings and get those recorded, so that this is really important that you say this, so that next time when you come back, they're all ready to go. We don't have to do this again. So we're going to train. We're also going to find the right weight for you today. So 2 reasons. If it was too light, you might think it's a bit easy. Equally, if it was too heavy, too difficult, you might think that's a bit tough. Either of those extremes could put somebody off. We're going to find a middle ground together that we can build from. So that is a nice platform to build from. So this is creating reassurance. That's one of the main things that you're doing in the fit. So you're going to reassure them. Okay. And you're going to show the value that we offer. So you're going to train them. You're going to do those 3 exercises. You're going to set up the range on the member screens. You're going to explain the member screens, explain what they mean. Again, don't overcook it, don't over-explain, but introduce them and say, we have these screens. They're going to help give you a visual guide for the training. Okay. So you've trained them, you've set up 3 exercises, you've recorded all the settings, you've recorded the weight, you've given a few notes about how they got on. And then you'll say something like, how did you find it? What was your experience? Do you have any questions on what we've done in terms of the exercises? Before that, you may have already explained, and it's a good idea to do so, that we're only going to do 3 exercises today, Stephen. And next time when you come in, we'll do 5 together. So the optimum is up to 5 exercises. I really don't suggest you do any more than that. Stick to 5 at most. But remember that 3 is enough to give a stimulus and the right outcomes. So anywhere between 3 and 5 is the number of exercises we're going to do. So next time, let's assume you've done the big 3, chest press, lat pull down, leg press. Next time you're going to program in 2 more, and they're going to be either or a mixture of abdominals, back extension, adduction, abduction. And that will be dependent on that individual and what you've gathered from here. So there may be some contraindications as to why you shouldn't do particular exercises. Let's not get into lots of detail, but remember, ab and adduction are of value, as are the other 2 exercises as well. So don't overrule, don't discount those. So we've done that, we've done the training. You've invited questions about the training, then we're going to move on. Here, I suggest, as a nice bridge between here and here, there are 2 charts that I recommend that you use, and these are available on Drive. They are, number 1, the time intensity chart, and this one shows you how the training compares to other forms of exercise. So we've got Fit 20 at the top, short on time, high in intensity, and then down at the bottom we've got other examples of low intensity, things that take a long time, and then that continuum between. So the purpose of this chart is to show that Fit 20 you only need once a week. The other things we're going to do multiple times, and these things support it really well. And what you're going to get from Fit 20 is good strength and condition to enable you to enjoy the rest of life more. So these other things on that continuum are going to get easier and hopefully more pleasurable. Okay, chart number 2 is the one that, I forget what it's called, but it shows you how the body responds to the stimulus. So you'll talk through that in a bit more detail. You'll explain that we've got a kind of a level of strength, and that then lowers as we train. So we weaken and then we get stronger. So we go into that recovery mode, and then the body gets a little bit stronger still. It's key on this chart to explain the fact that once a week is optimum, because if you train twice a week, you're actually no further ahead, because you're only just returning back to that baseline level. So what does happen in the second half of the week is what we call super compensation, I think. I might have got that term wrong, but it's super something. Effectively, it means that we're going to get stronger beyond where we started out. Okay. So those two charts work really well to help frame the training and the expectation and what else they can do in and around Fit 20. Okay, so then we've almost there. We've got to work towards the close, okay? So there are lots of different ways in to do this. I'll give you a couple of tips along the way, but ultimately you want to discuss membership options. Remember, there are 3 types of membership. So we've got solo, flex and duo. I'm not going to get into those details now, but ultimately they are, solo is always on your own, flex is potentially alongside another person, duo are the same 2 people training together. So you'll have different options, different price points. However you cut those for your studio is up to you and your business and what you decide is right. The recommendation here is, for the longer term future of your studio, you want to have as many flex and duo memberships as you can and fewer of the solos. The reason for that is it means you can train more people in the same amount of time, ultimately double the amount of people in the same amount of time. So it means you need to be open fewer hours and ultimately increase your revenue. So they're the 2 really good reasons for that. Ways to kind of get towards the close are saying things like, would you like to look at times for your appointment next week? Can I share our availability with you? And that can then lead naturally on to booking an appointment for them. You might just jump straight to the membership options. It depends how things have depends how things have gone along the way. It may be that they've made a clear indication that they are going to join, so that kind of softens the close. Top tips with closing, it is sales. Don't be put off by that if it's something you don't have experience in. Sales is just, again, another skill, something that you'll learn over time if you don't have that experience. But it's about reassuring them that what we offer is of good value. If they foresee that and it's kind of an energetic match, it's going to be a yes. You'll find the right membership option, you'll book their appointment, and then you'll do the other bits that you need to at the end of that appointment. So you may or may not have taken a deposit, as I referenced earlier. What you'll need to also take is payment details for a recurring monthly payment. So the script for onboarding will take you through the options for that. Make sure you capture those details beforehand and set clear expectations on when those payments are going to be. You're going to take payment for today for the first month in advance. That includes also the entry fee, okay? So make sure you do that. And then set those expectations for the future recurring payments. Get a photo of them, so ask permission, can I get a photo? This is for a couple of reasons. It goes onto our trainers app so our team can see who you are, but also we have a members board outside. Would you be okay for us to put a little photo up of you on there? Usually they'll say yes, but of course they may say no. So you're done. You give them that personal attention till the end of the appointment. You set them on their way. We'll see you at such and such time next week. After the fact, you've got a bit of admin to do, so things to think about are processing any payment type stuff that you may not have done, so you may need to probably set up the recurring payment. You'll have some admin in Zoho to do, you'll have a Google Sheet to update for your royalties. You'll have trainers app to update with anything that you've captured here in the intake form, so their goals. I recommend that you add a summary of their goals, but definitely add in a summary of their health concerns, so anything that the trainers need to be aware of. And then you're pretty much good to go. You've got yourself a member, you've had that practice of a fit, and you're ready for the next one. Let me know how this video landed. If you've got any questions, drop a comment below or drop me an email.